Hi, y'all. This is Marva, and I have made my first ever house for a build challenge on The Sims 4. This is based on JT's, James Turner's third member challenge. And you take a shell and you make it into whatever house that you want. But the other part of the challenge is that you have to do the generator. And so I did the generator, and the specifications for this house were supposed to be that it is built like it belongs in San Sequoia. So I'm gonna let you check that out. I think I did pretty well. Um, and try to not make the roof boring. I hate boring roofs, but I'm not the greatest, at all of this stuff. I think I'm pretty good, but I'm like, not not the greatest, if that makes sense. But I think it looks like San Sequoia. I kind of cheated and used a lot of the stuff from the Growing Together pack, figuring that's got to be. One thing I noticed that all the houses in San Sequoia had these decks, but they weren't covered decks. So, which I thought was pretty interesting, because in Texas, I'm pretty sure you'd want to have a covered deck. But this one's not covered, and none of the ones that I saw in San Sequoia were either when I looked around at the other houses. So this one does have the covered table. Okay, so that was the first criteria. The second criteria was the number of people. So it has to be for 3 adults, 2 children, and a dog, right? So I decided that 2 of my adults would be either living in sin or married, whichever one suits your vibe. You run with it, whichever one you want. But 2 of them are going to be staying together, and then there's a room for a separate young adult, and the 2 kids have their own separate rooms. So to show that those 2 kids, I've got their 2 bikes here. They're both little girls. I have 2 little girls, and then of course we have evidence that there's room for a dog. So there's a little dog toy box there. All right, so let's see. One more time, let's go around here. I think it looks very San Sequoia-ish. Now, if this was a live house and somebody lived here, these things would be able to show fireflies at night. I like to put some around to show some fireflies at night. Got a little landscaping, not as involved as a lot of people do, but I actually, you know, like it this way. I mean, this is the way. Maybe houses look in West Texas. There's not that many, you know, trees and foliages around, because you gotta water those suckers. All right, so let's start on the bottom floor. Let's go on down. Start on the bottom floor. So of course I have the porch. Oh, the third thing that you have to have is you had to have the fire alarm, which I had, because it's, you always put in a fire alarm. And then the bed in one of the girls' bedrooms is called the Eminence, so that's what you also had to have. And then you also, the last requirement was for a color. And it just needs to have some of that color just around the lot. Everything doesn't have to be that color, but you have to have some of that color. So I think the color is pretty prominent in this house. So I'm gonna see if you can guess what it is as we take the tour. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to change the camera to make it through you're walking through it. I don't know how to do that. I think that's so cool. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. So here we have the living room. Just nice, and again, craftsman style. And I just borrowed the stuff from, not borrowed, but I used the stuff from my Growing Together pack, because I figured that had to be San Sequoia, because why would have we gotten that pack if it didn't fit? You know what I mean? So, nice looking living room, really like it. So, and then here is the kitchen. We got a nice little dining room. I like this thing. I really wanted to use this thing. I wanted to try to make this area kind of stand out and sink the living room, but then this thing right here looked weird because it was just hanging up in the air. It didn't go all the way down. So I changed it because I really wanted to use that. So yeah, so you come in to the kitchen through the dining room. But you can also come in through the kitchen here. So there's 2 entrances. But you have this nice, beautiful entrance in to the dining room from the living room. Um, And so there you go. And then we have our kitchen. And like I said, the fire alarm here was one of the things that had to be there. So looking beautiful. Okay, again, evidence of the dog there. So that's the kitchen and that's the dining room. Now we're going to go, oh, right here, evidence for the dog. Did I say you had to have a dog? I think you had to have a dog. So there's more evidence for the dog. The stairs you couldn't move. They had to stay right where they were, but I did widen them. So behind the stairs, I have a bathroom. Now this is kind of a hall bathroom. You know, like the one that anybody and everybody might, like your company might use it, anything. So you got to keep it clean. So here we have the the bathroom. And as you come in, the toilet is hidden. I always do that because I've seen most houses like that. So I always add that little bit. It's shower and tub, so whichever one you want. I really like that black tile, and you'll notice that I pretty much stayed with the same theme pretty much throughout all the bathrooms, just because I just really liked it. I like that green and I like the black. I thought it looked really good, so I pretty much stayed with that theme. Over here, and that's a little hallway to get to the bathroom. Over here is my room. Remember, I had to have 3 adults, so this is my room for the single adult, right? So here's her room or his room. I mean, I don't think it's, either. I think this could be either one. I don't think I made it with any sex in mind like I did with my kids. Or should I say gender? Okay, don't get into that. Anyway, so they've got a little workout equipment, a mirror. So they've got some things that they can do in here. Like, I always think of, like, what happens if for some reason they had to quarantine to their room, like it's, they got COVID or something. What would they be able to do? So I always make sure there's something, at least 2 things in there that they can do, and they can skill up in there, and they can entertain themselves somehow. So this room actually could do with a radio. Oh yeah, it has a radio. Good. I was like, it could do with a radio for entertainment. All right, so that's that room. And you can see the hallway out to the back. Before we go upstairs, let's go look. And remember, I haven't told you the color that I'm supposed to be using a lot of. So be looking for it, see if you can guess. But here's the lot. I'm in the back. I think I did show you this. And remember, I talked about how the what do you call these things? Decks were not covered in the San Sequoia world, so I didn't cover mine, which is always a pain anyway, so I'm glad I saw that. Maybe I'll stop trying to cover mine. Those rooms are hard. Okay, so now we're upstairs, and let's see if I can kind of show you. See if I can do it with the things up. Yeah, it's hard to see. So the stairs lead you up here into this little area right here. So now that I've kind of pointed it out, see where the stairs are? I will lower the walls so you can see it a little bit more. So this is a nook. There isn't a television downstairs. So I figured the master suite where the 2 young adults live, it has a television, and so there's one here as well. And there's also a little miniaturized game console so you can play there. So that's the little area that you come off the stairs, and you got books and stuff like that. Then I want to show you my 2 little girls' rooms. I really like them. So this is the first little girl, and her theme. She has got an underwater theme there. She's got her multiple little cookie rugs. And here, oh, did I tell you, this is the bed that you have to have that was required in my challenge. This is the Eminence, which I had never used before because it looks weird, but I do like that pattern. I think it's sweet. She's got a toy box. She's got a tablet. She's got a craft table. She's got a teddy bear. Let's see. She's got a place to hang postcards. So this room has got a lot. So like if you were locked in here, like because of COVID, you'd be fine. Now the thing about this too is that the rooms are actually connected. So either girl can use either room. I don't mean it that way. They can use the stuff in either room. The only thing that they're going to have is their own is the beds. So you can go through here, and anything that's in this room can be shared with the other little girl. So here's the other little girl's room. Her theme was really from, I saw these from the werewolf pack. So I got it with the spooky moon and the owl, and it's kind of fun. So she's kind of a kind of a, you know, creepy little girl. You know how those little girls are. She plays on the internet too much. So she's got a werewolf toy. The dog likes to stay up here with her. So we put the dog bed there. Love this bed. Is this bed not the cutest thing ever? I love that bed. Let's see. She's got her mirror and her little funny toy. See, she can't have a normal teddy bear. She's got to have something weird. And then I shrunk down this dollhouse. Hopefully she can play with it. She has a little reading corner. You'll notice the other little girl had the book, read to me books by her bed, but she has a little reading corner here. But again, like I said, both of them can use it. And then over here in her corner, she has her tablet too, but she's got it kind of locked down into this area on her desk so she can kind of use it as a desktop. While the other one's, hers is here, but it's still mobile. All right, so those are my two girls. Let me show you the hall bathroom here. This is the upstairs hall bathroom. This is the one that the girls would mainly use. There would be clutter here, but their mom or whoever, and it said young adults. I don't know who they are. Maybe they're not moms. Maybe it's like her older sisters or something. Anyway, I don't know. But they made her clean up. So they just cleaned up. So there's no clutter in there at all. And again, you know, since this is kind of a shared bathroom, you kind of want to keep it nice anyway, since other people will see it. And they love the jacuzzi tub, the kids do. They get a big kick out of that. All right, so then our last space here is the room. It's a little bigger. It's an ensuite. It's got an ensuite bathroom. And I see they have a little bit more clutter out just because, you know, it's kind of a private bathroom. But this one is for my two lovebirds who share this house, and they have a TV to themselves. They have a guitar. So, you know, if they were stuck in here, they'd be fine. They'd be fine. I didn't point out what's over here. Let me see. You got reading. You've got the dollhouse. You've got a computer. I guess I did. So yeah, so there's lots of stuff, but again, this is kind of a shared space. Oh, you can also play an instrument in here as well. All right, so, all right, let me put the walls up so you can see in here. See how pretty? I love it. I'm gonna move my Sims. I have a Sims family where the little girl just moved to college, and so, or she's going to move to college. But I might keep her home because I tried to make a dorm and then it didn't show up as a choice. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I might keep her home and I might move that family in here. They can afford it. This is a $93,000 house. They can afford it. The husband's a doctor and he's been a doctor a long. No, he's not. He's not the doctor. He's the businessman. So he went for that high money career in the first place. And the wife is the mom is a published author, and she works in the publishing field. So she's got like 27, 30 books to her name, really experienced, top level, max skills. So they make really good money. So they can afford this house. All right. So I'm going to take you through one by one. Can you tell what color is the color that is supposed to be in the lot that was required? Just take you downstairs one more time and then I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you on the porch. Hold on. Let me get back downstairs. Here we are. Beautifully done. There we are. I kind of like this idea of sprinkling a color throughout because then, I mean, I never really understood that. But then you use other colors, but what ties it together is that color, if that makes sense. And that's a really good idea for a style. Okay. So here we are back at the front of the house, and then on the porch there you see, if you guessed that the color was green, you are correct. The color was green. I had a lot of green throughout the house. So that kind of tied everything together, which I never really thought of before. Oh, there's nothing in the basement. All right. So there is my build challenge for JT's third member build challenge. Bye-bye. Oh, and I got an Alt Z. Alt Z.